Hey, hi, hello, welcome to class. I'm Nora. Today we are going to look at shoulder range of motion throughout this 45-minute class. We need two yoga blocks today. When you've grabbed those, start the playlist in the video description and we'll get started on the mat. We begin today in child's pose. Big toes touch, knees wide, walk the arms out and let the forehead rest against the earth. Take a moment to let yourself arrive. Obviously, your physical body is here, but it might take a little while for your heart and your mind to be present here as well. I do want you to notice who you are in this moment, though, because everything that we do, every interaction we have, every experience, every conversation, we're changed a little bit by bit, piece by piece, until eventually we look back in 5 or 10 or 15 years and we're someone completely different. So I hope that today, through a little bit of movement and breath and heat and sweat, you are transformed by the end. Sometimes when we talk about transformation, we think that means leaving behind who we once were. And I think true transformation happens when we learn how to collaborate with who we are now to unveil who we'll become. So that's what this class is all about, collaborating with ourselves as we are to reveal a transformed state by the end of the class. Let's start to breathe. Still in child's pose. Take a deep breath out. Take a deep breath in. Sigh it out through nose or mouth. And again, deep breath in. Push the air out hard and fast through nose or mouth. And last one, breath in. And breath out. All right. Walk your hands about halfway back towards your knees and lift your head. So we're in kind of a modified kneeling position. We'll start to move those shoulders around. With your inhale, shrug your shoulders up towards your ears, crowd those earlobes, and then exhale, press your palms down and slide the shoulders down the back ribs. Two more like that. Inhale, we squeeze. Exhale to slide. And last one, squeeze and slide. Take another breath. As you exhale, press your rib cage back in space and sit into your back pockets a little bit more so that we're finding more neutral through the spine rather than a hyperextended state. Let's start to move the shoulders through the full range of motion and make it more difficult as we go. So we'll take the right hand and extend it towards me. Rotate the palm up and then try to lift the bicep alongside the ear. Take a big inhale. Exhale, rotate the thumb down and then push the arm out and back behind you as far as it will go. Pause here. Keep the pinky edge side of the hand high. Now rotate the thumb up and bring it forward. Palm to the sky. Rotate thumb down, push the arm out and back, keeping the arm as high as you can. Rotate thumb up, bring it forward. Notice if you've shrunk into this shoulder, keep pressing the palm down. We got one more round. Thumb down, push it out and back. Thumb up, bring it forward. Set it down. Let's take the left side. Lift the left arm, reach it forward. Rotate palm up and then lift the bicep up as high as you can. Take a big breath. Exhale, take it, turn the thumb down, then take it out to the side. Push back behind you, hold, try to lift the pinky edge side of the hand higher. Notice if you've arched your spine or if you've sunk into the shoulder, press down, hold your spinal integrity. Thumb rotates up, we bring it forward, palm faces the sky, bicep alongside the ear. Thumb down, keep it high as you push it out and back. Thumb up, bring it forward. We have one more round. Thumb down, out and back. Thumb up, reach it forward. Beautiful. Set it down, walk it out to tabletop, and we're going to start to work with our blocks right away. So take your block into your right hand. And the name of the game for most of today is don't drop the block. Now you can cheat this a little bit. You can hug your fingers around the edges of the blocks. You can always turn your block on the narrow setting as well so you can actually grip. This makes it much easier. I recommend that you try to challenge yourself today, but it's there if you need it. Take a breath in, serve that block forward in your right hand. Exhale, bend the elbow, pass the block underneath your upper arm as you swivel your fingertips to the back of the mat and then reach all the way back into extension. Try to lift the arm as high as you can. All right, we go back the way we came, bend the elbow, pass the block underneath the upper arm and reach it forward, lift the arm as high as you can. That's one round. We're going to go two more. Stretch it back and reach into shoulder extension, swivel it forward and reach into overhead flexion. One more time, we pass it back and we pass it forward. Walk the hands all the way back towards the heel. You take that block and you reach it all the way up over the head, pressing the heel of the palm to the sky. And then exhale, side bend over to your left. Your left hand can drop to the earth as you reach over. Take a few breaths into the side body. Maybe you drop your left shoulder closer to the earth. Maybe that left elbow bends a little bit. Take one more breath. Push the heel of the hand up into the block above you. And exhale, we come all the way back up. Trade that block into your left hand, and we go to the other side. Tabletop, stretch the block forward, reach. Exhale, bend the elbow, pass it underneath the upper arm, and then reach it back into extension, keeping the palm facing the sky. Same thing to come forward. Pass it under the arm, swivel fingertips forward, reach high. Two more. Pass it under and extend back. Pass it under and extend forward. Lift as high as you can. Last time we take it back into extension, lift high. We take it forward into overhead flexion. We lift high and then sit back to the heels. We take that block all the way up to the sky. Big reach through this left arm. And then exhale, side bend over to the right. Breathe in, push the heel of the hand higher. Breathe out, maybe you side bend a little deeper. One more here. Exhale, we come all the way back to center. You can set your block off to the side. We'll warm up the wrists for a brief moment. All right, take your arms out in front of you. We got our flashlights. Curl fingertips in and then pop them open, getting some friction. Once you've got that friction, you're going to pick up the pace of your flashing. If you want more heat, take it all the way up overhead. We're not doing a ton of stuff on the wrists today, but I figure if we have an opportunity to, we should always try to strengthen and engage those wrists before we put our body weight on them. Here for 3. Keep breathing. 2. Notice you're already transforming because you were really excited to come do yoga. Now you don't want to be here anymore. And the last 1. Good release. Give them a good shake. All right. Punch your right hand forward and then take your left fingertips, wrap them over the top of your right fingertips and pull back for some passive wrist extension. Take a few breaths as you keep pushing this heel of the hand forward. One more breath. Release, punch the left hand forward, wrap right fingertips over the top and pull back. Try to capture the thumb as well. Sometimes the thumb likes to hang out. It can also come back along with the other fingers. Final breath. Release. Give them a shake. All right, one more thing for the wrist. Take the arms out in front of you. Cross your right wrist on top of your left. Turn your palms to face each other. Interlace the fingers. Bend the elbows. Thread them through. Push them up towards the sky. This might be as far as you can go. If you have more range, you can try extending the arms all the way forward for a really good wrist stretch. And then we'll come back the way we came. Bend, thread it through, and then take it out. We got 2 more like that. Pull through, lift as high as you can, extend if you have the ability, and we take it out. And last one. Lift and extend. Take it back out. Release. Go the opposite way. Put your left wrist on top of your right. Turn your palms to face each other. Interlace the fingers. Bend. Pull up and extend out. If you want, bend, pull up as high as you can, extend forward, and then take it back. One more time. Pull it through, lift, extend forward if you like, rebend, and out. Release, give those hands a shake. Reach for your block again. This time we're going to stand on the knees and place the block between the arms, or pardon me, between the palms overhead. Take a big breath in, reach up tall. Exhale, bend the elbows, pull the block down behind the head, trying to keep the elbows as narrow as possible as you do this. Inhale, take it all the way back up. Exhale, bend, pull down as far as you can, hug those elbows in. Now we're going to do 3 more, but we're going to pay more attention to the ribs. So take a breath. Exhale, bend, and as you do so, can you pull your rib cage back in space? Inhale, extend. Last 2, bend and pull the ribs back and in. Last one. Exhale, pull them down and in. Inhale, take it up. Exhale, bring your block to the floor, set your elbows down on the earth. Tuck the toes, lift the knees for dolphin pose. Elbows continue to press into the floor to lift your head and your chest away. And then we're not doing anything fancy here. All you're going to do is inhale and lift your heels up really high so you're on your toes. We're loading up the shoulders a little bit more. And then exhale, draw your heels towards the floor. That's all. Inhale, we lift. And exhale, we lower. 3. And lower. 2. And lower. Last one. Inhale, lift and hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Draw the heels down, drop the knees. Now reach for both of your blocks. Place them on the medium setting underneath each of your hands. Hands underneath the shoulders. Walk your knees back. So we're no longer in tabletop. We're going to come to a supported side plank. Inhale, we chaturanga. So elbows bend, chest sinks. The chest does not need to come as low as the blocks. Exhale, push the blocks away, lift all the way back up, and then back to child's pose, hips to heels. The hands remain on the blocks for a good stretch through the armpits. Take a breath in child's pose. Exhale, press your straight arms down into the blocks to lift yourself back up, stack shoulders. Inhale, chaturanga. Exhale, push it up and all the way back to child's pose. Breath in. Exhale, push 3 of the arms to rise. Inhale, chaturanga. Exhale, push it up, back to child's pose. 2 more, breath in. Exhale, drive the arms down to lift yourself up. Inhale, chaturanga. Exhale, push the floor away and hips to heels. Last round, breath in. Exhale, push down to rise. Inhale, chaturanga. Exhale, push it up and child's pose. Take a big inhale. Big exhale. Push the arms down into the blocks. Last time we rise up, you'll set those blocks off to the side and go back to downward facing dog. Hips go all the way up and back. Feel free to pedal out the feet, shake out the head. About another 3 breaths here to get comfortable before we get into our flow. Last inhale. And exhale. And we've warmed up those shoulders pretty well. So push the floor away, really shrug your shoulders up to your ears. Feel the engagement around the armpits and the under portions of your shoulder blades. As you inhale now, lift your heels and roll forward to plank pose. Exhale, drop the knees, tabletop, and we'll get into our first flow. We'll start with the right arm. Inhale, lift your right elbow up to the sky. So you're leading with that elbow to open the chest. And then exhale, we'll do almost thread the needle. So you're going to pass that lifted hand behind your left wrist and reach as far as you can over to the left, but you're not settling down to the earth. Inhale, lift that right elbow back up to the sky, open the chest. Exhale, almost thread the needle. And last time, inhale, lift the elbow. Exhale, almost thread the needle. This time you come all the way down. Set that right shoulder, right temple down on the earth. Push through the back of the right arm, and now we're going to do the same thing with the left elbow. Take a breath. Exhale, pick that left elbow up into the sky so the hand comes off the earth. Pull that elbow back behind you as far as you can. And then inhale, set the palm back down. Exhale, lift that left elbow as high as you can, bringing it behind you as far as you can. Inhale, set it down. Last time, exhale, pick the elbow up. Inhale, set it down. Exhale, push through the hand. Inhale, take right arm back up to the sky. This time, fully reach up. Keep the reach, but drop your head towards the floor. So your left ear is going towards your left shoulder. Take a big breath into this space on the right side of the neck. One more big breath in. Exhale, bring it down. Grab one of your blocks and sit all the way back to your heels. And we're going to get into the meat of this first flow, what we're doing today. I really like these. So block is in your right palm. These are called server platters. There might be a more official name, but that's what I call them. You're the server. This is your platter. You don't want to drop your platter because your tables are not going to tip you if you drop their martinis on the floor. So here we go. Take this block. You're going to take it back behind your head first and circle it overhead like you're drawing a halo. Then you're going to lean out to the left as the arm goes wide out to the right. Again, you don't want to drop that block. You're circling it back behind you again. Fingertips face the back of the room, and then turn those fingertips to face your waist as you bring the block through and forward. Okay, we do that again. We take it back, forward, out, back, through, fingertips cutting the waist, and then we bring it forward. Nice job. And if you're like, that was a hot mess, it's okay. I expect blocks to be falling. That's the name of the game. It's going to be okay. You're going to step your left foot forward into a lunge, and we're doing the same sequence, same pattern. We're just making it more difficult. So you take that block back, forward, big out to the side, behind you, through, and forward. Again, same thing. You take that block back, forward, out, back, and through. Let's make it more difficult. Lift your back knee, tuck that back toe. Same thing. We go back, forward, pull out, and see, even I'm going to drop a block here. These are meant to be messy. You're meant to be thinking about how difficult it is to keep this block balanced, even as you're moving this shoulder through its full range of motion. Take it out to the side and through. Let's do one more here. We go back, around, out, under, and through. All right. Both feet step to the top of the mat now. We're just going to do one more going this direction, then we're going to reverse the whole thing. So we take it back, over, out, behind, and through. Let's reverse it. So we're going to start by turning the elbow out, turning your fingertips to face your waist, point it to the back of the mat, take it out to the side. This is the hardest part to drop. We take it up and overhead as that elbow bends. We bring it around and back to center. Let's do it. You know what? Let's step that right foot to the back of the mat. Back into our lunge, but the back knee stays lifted. We got two here going this direction now. Cut the waist. Take it back, out, overhead, and around to the waist. Back, out, up, and around. Set that back knee down. Two right here. Cut the waist. Take it out, up, over, and around. Again. Nice and smooth. It's okay if you got to grip the short side of the block instead. Now step back. You can either stand on the knees or you can sit to the heels. Depends on what you like. Final two right here. Cut the waist. Take it out. Ooh. Up. If it's really easy, try not to use your fingers around the edge of the block. Keep your palm flat on the bottom. It gets much more difficult. Woo. All right, nice job. You made it. Trade that block into your left hand. Step that block to the top of the mat. Now step your right foot forward. We're going for lizard pose. You can walk your back knee out. We're going to find a big hip stretch. Option to drop down onto your elbow. You can also put the block on the lower setting if you like. Take the block into your right hand, your other block. You're going to take that block and inhale, reach it up to the sky. Exhale, reach all the way to the back of the mat. Now you have an option here. I do recommend this. You're going to bring the heel to connect to that block and you're going to squeeze. If you're like, there's no way they're going to touch, you might need to come up off that front elbow. I'd rather that you get the hamstring engagement here. As you're pushing heel into block, you're lighting up the back of this right leg. Left leg. Breathe into it. There's a lot going on here. There's a big heart opening, a little twist, shoulder engagement, big hip stretch, big hamstring engagement. Breathe through it. Last 3. 2. And 1. Release, back foot down. Bring that back arm all the way to the top of the mat. You're going to tuck the toe and lift your back knee up. Spin the back heel to the floor. We go to warrior two. Bring one block with you. It doesn't matter which hand it's in. We rise up because from here you're taking that block and you're connecting it between the hands behind your back. So you can place it on the wide setting. You can make it more difficult by going to the narrow, or you can put it on the narrow setting with palms pressing into the sides of the block. Whichever option you're taking, pull those elbows back in space. From here, inhale, reverse warrior. Slide the block towards the front hip crease as you lean the shoulders back. Exhale, go to extended side angle. Bring the shoulders forward as the block slides towards the back of the mat. Maybe that front elbow taps your front knee. Maybe it doesn't. Inhale, reverse again. Keep the weight in the front heel. Don't lose the front lunge. Exhale, extended side angle. Last time, inhale, reverse. Exhale, extended. This time we're going to stay. Shift your gaze down to the floor. Now you have two options from here. For both of these options, you'll walk your back foot in and shorten your stride a little bit. Option one is easier. You'll bring the block down ahead of your front toes and step up into half moon. The other option is to keep your hands as they are on that block. Shift your gaze forward and slowly shift into half moon, Ardha Chandrasana. Whichever option you're taking, you're breathing and holding, stacking left hip on top of right, maybe a little bend in your standing leg if you need it, and trying to bring an open chest. So your left shoulder is stacking on top of your right as well. Now, I have an option to make things more difficult here. If you want it, you don't have to take it. If you're taking it, that block goes into your left hand and it connects to your lifted heel for that same hamstring engagement that we got when we were in lizard pose. Now, you can have your bottom hand on a block, or you can take your bottom hand on the thigh as I have it here. We're here for 3, 2. If you can, kick heel into block a little bit harder. If that makes you step out, step out. Give yourself a moment. Last inhale. Both feet meet at the top of the mat. Take a breath in. Connect that block between the hands again. It can go wide, medium, or narrow. Exhale, we fold with chest expansion. Head towards the earth, hinging at the hips. The arms fall overhead. Take a breath. And let it go. 2 more. Inhale, halfway lift, hands to the floor, release that block down. Exhale, plant the palms, step back, vinyasa, or choose to skip it. Up to you if you want to take it. We're doing plenty of work with the shoulders today, so you might decide that, hey, I've done enough work in that upper body. I don't need the vinyasa. Feel free to skip it. Take a big breath in, down dog. And let it go. Let's get into the second side. Inhale, lift the heels, roll forward to plank. Exhale, drop your knees all the way down. We start with that modified thread the needle. Inhale, lift your left elbow all the way up to the sky, open the chest. Exhale, almost thread, pass the hand behind the right wrist, reach as far as you can to the right. Inhale, take it up, lift from the elbow. Exhale, almost thread the needle. Inhale, lift the elbow. Exhale, this time we thread fully, bring that left shoulder, left temple down, push the back of the left arm into the earth. Take a big inhale through the nose. Exhale, lift your right elbow up into the sky so the right palm leaves the earth. Pull that elbow back behind you as much as you can. Inhale, we lower palm down. Exhale, pick that right elbow up. Inhale, set it down. Last time, pick the elbow up. Plant the palm. Take that left arm back up to the sky. This time, reach all the way up and surrender the head down. So you're lengthening the left side of the neck. The right ear is going towards the right shoulder. Exhale, bring the hand down, grab a block, and sit back to your heels into a kneel. We're doing those server platters on the other side. So block goes into the left hand. We start by taking that block back and overhead, drawing the halo. Take it out to the side. You can lean big to the right if you need to. We take it behind us and then thread it through between the arm and the waist and serve it forward. Again, we go back and overhead, forward, big out to the side, behind you, thread it through and forward. All right, we step the right foot forward into a lunge. Same thing, we take it back, forward, out, behind, and forward. Same thing, back, out, behind, thread it through, and forward. Tuck the back toe, lift the back knee. Same two, right here. And we're moving this shoulder. We're really moving it, especially if you're using cork blocks. You're loading the shoulder as you're moving it through that full range of motion, which can be quite difficult. But you're not even thinking about it. You're thinking about not crashing any martinis onto the earth. All right, push the back foot off the floor. We rise to stand. We got one more going this direction. Take it up and overhead, out, back, and through. We reverse it now. So bend the elbow, turn your fingertips to face your waist, push the block behind you, out to the side. As you bring it up, you're bending the elbow and circling it over the head and down. All right, let's step back into our lunge. Left foot steps back knee hovers, cut the waist, point it back, out to the side. It circles up, overhead, and around. Whew. Again, cut the waist, out to the side, overhead, and around. Set that back knee down, two right here. Hopefully now you're starting to feel like this is getting a little bit smoother, a little bit easier to feel the rhythm of the arm. And if you're like, no, I'm still just as lost as the first round, that's okay too. Step back. You can either stand on the knees or sit to the heels. Final two. Cut the waist. Take it out, up, over, and around. Last one. Cut the waist, out, up, over, and around. Nice job. Take that block into your right hand. Step your right hand to the top of the mat. Left foot steps up as well for lizard. Option to drop that back knee back in space a little bit. Option to drop the front elbow down onto the block. Maybe even put it on the low setting if you want more challenge. And then take your second block in your left hand. Inhale, we circle it up to the sky. Exhale all the way to the back of the mat and connect heel to block. I want you to have hamstring engagement here because you know we're going to do it in half moon, or we're going to try for it in half moon in just a minute. The longer we're here, the harder you push the heel into the block. Hold and breathe. Last breath in. Exhale, release. Bring that back arm all the way to the top and plant the block down. We come up to tall arms. Tuck the back toe. Lift your back knee up. Spin the back heel down. Inhale, we rise to warrior two with one block. Exhale, connect that block behind you. Again, medium, wide, or narrow. You choose what feels good. Pull those elbows back. Inhale, we go to reverse warrior. Lift the chest up and back. The block slides towards the front hip crease. Lunge a little deeper into the front knee. Exhale, extended side angle. Bring the shoulders forward. Maybe that front elbow taps your front knee. Inhale, reverse. Take it up and back. Push through the heel. Exhale, extended side angle. Last round, inhale, reverse. Exhale, extended. We stay. Shift the back foot in. Gaze to the floor. Option one is that block goes down to the earth and you step up using the support of the block, or the block stays behind the back. Step up. Keep pulling those elbows back. And breathe. Having one spot that you're looking at will help. If the eyes are moving around, the body's going to move around. Put a little bend in your standing leg. And then wherever you are, you have the option to take that block into your right hand and connect it to your lifted heel. And if you got to step out and give it another try. Maybe you use a block underneath the bottom hand, or you bring that bottom hand onto the front thigh. See if you can put pressure of that heel into the block. Take one more breath here. Exhale, we step down, rise. And then we'll take chest expansion again. You can choose to use the block, or maybe you just interlace the hands and let the fist fall away from the low back. Take a big breath. Pull your fist over to the right and look to your left. Inhale, center. Pull your fists to the left and look to the right. Exhale, center. Release the hands down to the floor. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the palms, step back, vinyasa, or choose to skip it. We'll meet in downward facing dog, and we'll get into our second flow. Inhale, take your right leg up and back, three-legged dog. Exhale, go knee to right tricep. Don't rush this. Hold. Inhale, slide it down to the wrist. Exhale, take it up to the armpit. Inhale, go three-legged dog. Exhale, go knee to left tricep, cross it underneath you. Again, don't rush it. Inhale, slide to the wrist. Exhale, lift it up. Inhale, take it up and back, three-legged. Exhale, knee to chest, hold. Take a breath in, push the floor away. Try to lift your front body away from the earth. As you exhale, can you step this foot up between the palms without lifting a hand? All right, spin the back heel down for a warrior one. Pick up one block between the palms and inhale, we rise all the way up. Now, I don't teach warrior one very often because I don't actually think it's that good for our hips. When I do warrior one, I like to take my back foot and step it out a little bit wider. And I'm not worried about trying to square my hips to the top of the mat. I'm letting my hips face the top left corner of the mat here. All right, that should be a little bit more comfortable for your hips, like you're not cranking on your groin quite as much. And then allow your chest to face the top of the mat. We take those arms all the way up, pressing palms into sides of the block. Now we're going to focus on that rib cage breathing that we talked about at the start. As you exhale, pull the ribs back. Try to push your low back in space. Two more like that. Breath in, we're reaching up, we're pushing into the block. Breath out, draw the ribs down and in. Last one, big reach. With your exhale, lead with the block into warrior three. We peel the back foot up as we tip forward. Keep reaching with that block, and we rise to the balance. And know that if it's really hard for you to hold that block overhead, you can always bring your block to the floor for a more supported variation of warrior three. If you do have that block overhead, drop your head to look towards the floor, and then see if you can lift your biceps alongside your ears, picking those thumbs up. Got another big breath in. Exhale, one leg Tadasana, back knee to chest. Push your block into that knee as it comes in. So you're driving the block down, you're pushing the knee up into it. That should help start up your standing glute and give you a little bit more hip flexor security. All right, once you got that, inhale the block to the sky. Exhale, we bend the elbows and pull the block down behind the head, elbows narrow. If this is really tricky, you can always kickstand your toes. You don't have to keep that knee high. Inhale, we come back to center. Exhale, we bend. Ribs down and back. One more time, lift. Turn the block now to the long setting. Exhale, we bend. And now you'll reach your lifted toes back to try to touch the block for active dancers. You're getting that same hamstring engagement you got in lizard and half moon. Inhale, one leg Tadasana, block to sky, knee to chest. Again, active dancers, notice what it feels like when you know you're not going to be able to touch the block, but we're still reaching for it. Inhale, center. And last time, exhale, active dancers. What does it feel like not to do the full expression of the pose? We step back to warrior two, open, and throw your block off to the side. It's done. We don't need it. Now, in warrior two, we're going to do those same server platters we've been doing. I'm going to turn to face you, but you're facing the right direction. We're going to do double server platters, but without the blocks. So we start by taking both hands behind and overhead. Circle it forward. Take it out like you're parting waters in front of you. Bend the elbows, turn your fingertips to cut your waist, and bring it forward, around, back behind the head, over, out. Part those waters. Cut the waist. Arms forward, serve, overhead, part the waters. Cut it back, cut the waist. Bring it forward. We got two more. Overhead, make that halo. Swim it out. Cut the waist, serve it forward. Last one, overhead. Part the waters, cut the waist, serve it forward. Beautiful. From here, inhale, straighten both legs, bring the arms up. Parallel the feet as you cactus the arms. A little back bend here. You're going to peel those arms all the way down to the floor so they're limp, and then we're going to take three big chest circles. You're going to circle your chest towards the back of the mat, bending the knees as much as you need to as you come down through a fold. Head and arms are heavy. Inhale, circle to the top of the mat and up. 2 more like that. Exhale, we bring it down. Inhale up, maybe a little back bend at the top. Exhale down, we land at the bottom. We hang out in a forward fold. You have a few options here. You can hang out in the fold, dropping the head and surrendering. You can take the hands underneath the shoulders. Inhale, deep squat. Exhale, lift the hips. Couple of those. You can also get upside down and headstand or forearm stand if that's part of your practice. You also have the option to take these little hip hinges and turn them into a frog hop. So you'll bend the knees deep. Exhale, kick your heels to your butt. And maybe 5 of these if you're feeling good. Maybe you catch some air time and you come down slow. If you're just hanging out in the fold, make sure that you're breathing slow and deep. All right. From here, inhale, halfway lift. We pivot, face the top of the mat, plant the palms, step back, final vinyasa, second to last vinyasa if you want it. Inhale, heart through. Exhale, we meet back in downward facing dog. Let's get this last piece of this flow, and then we'll wind things down. Inhale, left leg up and back, 3-legged. Exhale, go knee to left tricep. Don't rush, take your time here. Inhale to the wrist. Exhale, slide it up. Inhale, take it up and back. Exhale, go knee to right tricep, cross it under, hold. Inhale to the wrist. Exhale, slide it up. Inhale, take it up and back. Exhale, knee to chest, hold. Take a big breath into the upper back. Exhale, step that foot through. All right, spin the back heel down for warrior 1. We take that block between the hands and we rise. Remember, I like to take that back foot out to the side. A little bit wider stance can make this a lot more comfortable. Don't worry about squaring your hips. I let them face that top right corner of the mat. Inhale, take the block all the way up overhead, arms pressing strongly into the sides. Exhale, lunge deeper as you pull the ribs back. 2 more like that. Breath in. Knit the ribs together and down. Last one. As you exhale, you're leading with the block, stepping up into warrior 3. And it's okay if it's messy. It's okay if you got to step out and re-step in, reapproach. That's totally fine. Again, block can also go to the floor if you like a little bit more support here. If the arms are reaching forward, try to drop the head, but lift the arms higher. Next, exhale, 1-leg Tadasana. Back knee in, press the knee into the block pressing down into the knee. Squeeze your standing glute. Hold. Once you feel secure, and you can always kickstand if you need to, take that block all the way up overhead. This time we're going right into that narrow setting. Breathe in. Exhale, bend and pull your ribs back. Inhale, take it up. Hands push into the block. Exhale, bend. Keep those elbows narrow. Ribs pull back. Last one. Exhale, pull back. This time your lifted toes reach to try to touch that block. They're not going to touch, and that's okay. Inhale, center. Exhale, try to bring them to connect. 1 more. Exhale, reach. Inhale, warrior 2. Back foot steps down. Set your block down. We're done. We're going to do our shoulder platters the other direction. So elbows out, fingertips point to the waist. Cut it back. Take it out. Bring it forward, palms up as you circle overhead, out to the sides, palms up, and then cut the waist again. Back, out, up, behind, around, arms wide. 3 more. Cut the waist. Back, up, around, flat palms all the way. Last one. And maybe you're like, I'm a hot mess. I still don't have this sequence down. That's okay. Don't worry about it. Inhale, warrior 2. We straighten the arms, straighten the legs. Exhale, cactus the arms as you parallel the feet. Let the arms drip down to your sides. And we're going for those torso circles. Heart towards the back of the mat. Inhale, circle it up to the top of the mat as a standing. 2 more. Option to bend the knees. We land at the bottom, and you have the same options here. You can hang out in the fold. You can take frog hops. Maybe you set the elbows down and you're lifting and lowering the heels like we did in dolphin at the start, working a little bit towards pincha, maybe a little hop off the toes and back down. Maybe a little float, maybe a little air time. If you're hanging out in the fold, you can also take a chest expansion here. Interlace the fists and let them fall away from the back. Release. Inhale, go to a halfway lift. Exhale, pivot, face the top of the mat, step into plank, final vinyasa if you want it, or choose to skip it. We meet in child's pose. You're going to take 3 breaths in child's pose, allowing yourself to wind down from everything we just did. And notice, where are your heart and your mind and your body? Are they someplace different than where we started? And remember that I was just here as a guide. Whatever transformative practices have unfolded in your body over our time together, you made that happen. It was you moving and breathing and sweating and grooving with what we had going on here. All right. Come up from child's pose. We're going to meet in Sphinx pose to wind this down. So come onto the belly, elbows underneath the shoulders, forearms flat. Inhale, shrug your shoulders to your ears. Exhale, drive your elbows down, slide the shoulders away from the ears. 2 more like that, coming full circle to how we started this practice. Inhale, squeeze to the ears. Exhale, drive it down. 1 more, squeeze and slide. Pull your elbows back a little bit so you're dragging your heart forward. And then let's take a hip opener. Slide your your right knee up towards your armpit. Army crawl it up. Right knee. Push the knee down for a moment. Feel the inner thigh, inner groin stretch. And then extend your right arm forward to the top of the mat. Thread your left arm under. So we're coming to that thread the needle that we did at the start of practice. From here, you're going to roll onto your left side. Your right arm is going to paint all the way across the sky and all the way to the other side of the mat until that right shoulder lands, and we're in a big open twist. Take a couple breaths into your belly. Paint that right arm back across the sky. Bring it all the way back down. We're going to come back to we started to Sphinx. You can extend both legs back. Big breath in. Exhale, slide your left knee up into the army crawl. Press the knee down for a moment. Feel the inner groin stretch. And then we extend the left arm all the way forward. The right arm threads under. Roll onto your right side. That left arm paints across the sky as you roll into the twist. Make sure that that left shoulder is all the way down to the earth. Take your left arm, paint it across, bring it back underneath the shoulder. We come back to where we started, Sphinx. Exhale, push up to tabletop. A child's pose here if you need it. Otherwise, we're going to meet on our backs and put this practice to bed. If you are moving to your back right away, take happy baby. Option to rock side to side, option to straighten one leg and then the other. Option to go for a little straddle. If there's anything else that you need for your practice, now's the time to give it to yourself. And when you're ready, you can drop yourself off into our resting Shavasana. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Start to wiggle your fingers and toes. Maybe turn the head from side to side. And when you're ready, full body stretch with the breath in. Exhale, slide the soles of the feet to the floor and roll to one side. Rest on your side for a moment. And just notice if where you are now is different from where you started. It might be a difference of a centimeter. It might be a difference of 10 feet. You can end class right here, or you can press up to a comfortable seat. We'll end with a moment of gratitude together. If you feel called, you can fold one hand over your heart and the other hand on top, or press palms at heart center. And we end with gratitude for all the people that we've been throughout our lives and their collaboration. We wouldn't be here without them. Take a deep breath in and fill up with your gratitude. Open the mouth and share your gratitude. Thumbs up to the third eye between the brows. We bow forward in reverence to each other And together we say namaste. Thank you so much for sharing your practice and your presence with me today. I hope that you enjoyed the class, and I hope that your upper body is feeling entirely transformed. Until we meet on the mat again soon, I hope that you stay well.